today.
Welcome to the Red Cup. We got my man Steve Hood, the Southern Assassin tonight.
Indeed.
The Mather, Kenmore, the Mather, Maryland U, James Madison. Sitting there kicking it, man. Nice pre-show tonight. You know, Steve was telling stuff that we wasn't even aware of, that we didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up in New Carrollton, what was that about, man? Like, name some guys in that area, man, that you can vaguely remember, because we talked about that.
Yeah, you know, you get old, man. You can't remember shit, Kurt.
Right.
I grew up in New Carrollton.
Okay.
Wasn't a whole lot that came out of our area in terms of New Carrollton, so I played a lot. You know, I used to play with Mike Sumner and them over in Sea Pleasant, AAU. So I got a lot of experience playing with them. But back in New Carrollton, it's just down on the court, man, just getting it in.
Right.
That's where I hone my skills at, you know. So, but shout out to New Carrollton, everybody in Carrollton.
Shout out to New Carrollton, huh? Who names the motherfucker came out there? Who the fuck came out there?
Oh, that Steve Hood came out. Shit. You gotta name nobody else.
No bullshit. Well, come out to the Mather tomorrow. Like, what made you go to the Mather out of Kenmore?
So basically, playing New Carrollton Boys and Girls Club. You know, I played New Carrollton Boys Club for about 3 years, and then I started getting recruited. You know, so my man Bob Patterson, who was assistant coach at the Mather at the time, was hitting me hard. And then I went to Morgan's camp up at St. John's at the time. Okay. And when I was there, another coach, Joe Catafio, who was coached at William and Mary, also was at the Mather at the time. And you know, he came and was like, "Yo, we'd love to have you." And then Gonzaga started coming, everybody came, but you know, the Mather.
Who's that gonna have? Was it Myers?
Myers.
Myers.
Yeah. So basically, I was like, man, the Mather, everybody's gone there for the last 18, 20 years, gotten Division I scholarship. If you made varsity. So that was huge back, especially for us back in those days. You know, getting a scholarship, parents didn't have to pay. You know, for you to go to school. So that was a big thing for us.
Yeah, so the Mather though, man, who's in that mob of the Mather with you?
Oh man, so early on there was Carlton Valentine, whose son is doing well, Denzel in Chicago. My man Benny Bolton.
Benny
Muhammad. Now my man Benny, shout out Benny, what's up?
Benny went to NC State, right?
Benny went to NC State. Quentin Jackson, who went to NC State too.
Jackson, bad motherfucker.
Yeah, Quentin used to ball out. We had Juan Neal. Rest in peace, Juan Neal. Who else was on that team? Drew Comlow, Danny Ferry was on that squad. Sure, I was on the bench. I ain't even play that year. I played when we blew somebody out. That's the only time I got
freshman year?
That was my sophomore year.
Okay.
Played freshman year, and then sat my whole sophomore year. And then you know, the next two just got a chance to do my thing. So.
That's right.
So we might as well get right to that the Mather and Spring on championship game. Coldfield House. What was up with that game right there?
Man,
I was there now. You know, I was there. I seen the game. Who was up with that game?
Man, that was a good game.
John Sweat was up, KMU.
That was a big game, man. Playing against Sherman. Like I said, Ernie Duckett. Who else was there at that time with Spring on? What's the other guy? Melvin. Those two, man. They ate us up, man. And then Danny got taken out of the game, man. My man Ernie laid that wood to him one good time, you know. And then the whole rest of the game, it was on. That's all they was doing today, right. Laying the wood and talking shit. So kind of took him out. And you know, at the time I wasn't playing guard. I am 6'6", weighing about $160, playing in the post. So. Yeah. You know, it was a little difficult me playing against Big Duck and them outweighed me by 100 pounds. So. But I still held my own. 12 points, that's it.
Were they as good as advertised?
Yo, they could straight get it. They could play. I think it's
Spring on?
Yeah, Spring on could.
There wasn't no question about that shit. Hell, fucking no.
So how many titles did you get, city titles in your 3 years?
I only got the one city title, but made it to the city title every year. Yeah. Except for my last year, I think Gonzaga
got y'all out of there.
Mark
Tillman.
Oh, Tillman, Rodney Holmes,
and Rod, and
Perry
Carter.
Yeah, I seen the footage.
They got us. Yeah. I know he gonna
want to know on Smack.
Rick gonna pull up the footage showing me.
Yeah.
Turn the ball over twice in a row. Cost us a game. I'm still mad at that. Rodney hit a shot at the buzzer to beat us. So, but nah, I was all good though. It was a good experience, man.
Yeah.
So y'all think y'all would have beat that Coolest team? Because Gonzaga went and lost to Dirk Davis.
Dirk Davis.
Tree.
You know, it was
at that time.
Did y'all play the consolation game, right?
Yeah, we played the consolation.
Who'd y'all
game.
play?
Tree was in the temp.
I ain't even gonna lie, I don't even remember who we played. We wasn't in the final game.
Yeah,
I don't care. You know, it's all about winning. If you ain't in
exactly.
you ain't finishing first, you last, man.
You sure y'all ain't played against William Davis?
Nah, we ain't play against Will. What's up, Will? Kurt.
Nah, tell us about that recruitment from Lefty though, man, coming from the Mather.
You know, growing up, being a Maryland fan, for me, I watched Albert King, Ernie Graham, watching them cats do it night in, night out, and just I became a Maryland fan from that point. You know, especially living in New Carrollton. I had a teammate at New Carrollton Boys and Girls Club whose father had season tickets, was an alumni. And so, you know, started going to the games. I ended up selling Cokes at the games just to get in a joint. So, you know, I was a Maryland fan from the joint. So
selling Cokes?
Selling Cokes.
Sodas.
We
gotta get that, you know.
I'm selling soda, y'all. Coca-Cola. But no, it was so you know, I became a fan early on, and Lefty from the Mather, you know, was on it hard, and he didn't really have to do a lot with me because he knew, you know, I loved the program, wanted to come to Maryland, so I didn't make it too tough on him.
Okay,
all right, cool.
I mean, shit, that's a lot of guys from the Mather went to Maryland, right?
Adrian
Because they wasn't.
Around that time.
Yeah, because they wasn't going to Georgetown.
Yeah, I know that. I know
that line was cut off.
Did Georgetown try? They didn't try
to recruit me. No, I think the
that
first.
Line was cut off.
Gerard might have been the first Mather player to get recruited by John while he was there.
Oh, he actually recruited him.
Yeah.
Did you play with Gerard one year?
I played with Gerard for two years.
Okay.
Yeah. So
when Gerard in that game that CU title?
Yep. Gerard was in that
as a freshman.
As a freshman, yeah. I just thought about that. He was talented as fuck back then, though.
Yeah, Gerard had so much talent, man. Just the skill level he had, man, was ridiculous. Definitely.
Yeah, he damn sure. This Sweatsuit Bill, what's up, Sweat? Got your man Steve Hood right here, man.
Ride you down, Herbo.
Yeah.
Bill, what's up?
Turn the call, Bill.
Yeah, holler at us, man. We try to get you.
So how's them 2 years? 2 years at Maryland.
You know what? I love the school, but at the time I went there to play for Lefty. I ain't go there to play for Bob Wade. I wish they would have had the rules they got in the school now, where you know the coach you came to play for a league, you can go straight
with him, right?
Right,
Yeah.
You know, and play
they
right away.
Get that shit back, man.
You know, so it's just like I wish that was the case at the time, but Lefty didn't go anywhere at that time. Of course, he just retired at the time. Stayed in Maryland for 2 years, working in administration.
Yeah.
So you know, I played for Wade for those 2 years.
Going on back then.
Yeah. So it was a challenge, I should say.
How y'all do?
Oh, first year we got our ass whipped. We probably won.
You came behind Len Byers,
5 games in the and won maybe 5 games, 6 games total, and in the ACC we ain't win 1 game in the ACC.
Damn.
We were just getting every night in, night out, just getting whipped.
So the next year y'all got a little better.
Yeah, the next year we went to the tournament play. We ended up losing to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And Rex Chapman.
Yeah.
And but no, because we brought in some players, Brian Williams, and we had Tony Massenberg back. You know,
that was a nice mark right there.
Yeah, Derek,
nice
Cedric. You know, I think
was Tion McCoy with y'all?
Tion was with us.
Yeah, Tion was nice.
With us. Yep. So we had a nice little group.
Yeah, Tion was nice.
Yeah.
Shit.
So when you got your release from Maryland, anybody else recruit you besides Lefty?
At the time, UVA, Terry Holland reached out.
Yeah.
But you know, when you transfer within conference, you got to sit out for 2 years.
Back then.
Oh,
back
God,
then.
I didn't know that.
Back then it was 2 years. Yeah. So they were recruiting Villanova a little bit, and then once Lefty got the job at JMU, it was a no-brainer for me.
Right.
I'm like, it's only 3 hours down the road, and that's who I wanted to play for. So made it easy, and then he signed my man Fess Urban.
3 hours, $300,000 more.
Fess Urban played at LSU.
No brainer.
Right, yeah, Fess played at LSU. Yeah. He got out there once Chris Jackson came up there. Yeah. He had to get up out of there.
Yeah.
He played in that game with y'all though, 86, right?
Who that?
Against
He was on the
y'all.
U.S. team.
Against
Yeah,
y'all.
he was on the
Yeah,
U.S.
Oh
team.
yeah, that Capital Classic game.
That's my first.
That's what McDonald's on.
Did y'all?
Yes,
You played McDonald's
I
and
was on
Capital.
McDonald's and Capital.
Who's on the McDonald's team with you?
Shoot, my team was let's see.
Dwayne Bryant, Mark Tillman, right?
Yeah, Dwayne Bryan, Martin. I'm just saying that whole class was
J.R.
J.R. Reed,
Oh yeah.
Terry Mills, Derek Coleman, Ramil Robinson, Rex Chapman, Scott Williams. I mean, it was that whole class was
Scott Williams, North Carolina?
North
Yeah.
Carolina.
And they was all at Nike camp with you.
We didn't have Nike.
So you didn't go to
camp
Nike
back
camp?
then.
Oh.
I went to 5-star. That's all we had. It was 5-star back then. So, I played at 5-star.
Okay.
Got it in with golf.
Yeah, five-star was the shit back then.
Yeah, 5-star was that was you had to go to 5-star if you was going. You wanted to be considered somewhat of the man or get like for me, I probably wouldn't have been a McDonald's All-American if I didn't go to 5-star. Right, because golf loved me at the job. I went there was MVP at 5-star and going into my senior year, and then after that, man, I ended up being on the McDonald's All-American team.
You had great guidance though. Let's tell us a little bit about playing for a legendary coach like Morgan Wooten.
Man, it's like so many dudes out here got talent and athletic ability, but if you don't know the game of basketball, it can make you so much better. And that's what Coach Wooten did for myself and for all other players that came through that played with us, is that you learn the game. So he was basically like John Wooden. I know we all look at John Wooden and how he taught the game. That was Morgan Wooten too.
Yeah.
Same as John Wooden. It's the same thing. Teach the game, and you knew how to play the game to now go along with your athletic ability and your talents that you do have. So I think that's what helped me in my game tremendously. Even though I played in the post, I'm still salty.
I ain't never seen you play in the post. I seen my man Steve mid-range.
Oh man, what?
Man,
Over
getting
top of the
buckets.
rim.
Glenn City, what's up, baby?
Glenn, what's up, Glenn?
Sydney.
Glenn got Glenn, I'm bad, man. You still took my Gazette. I don't know if it was the Gazette Player of the Year my senior year. She gave it to me, man. No, I'm just messing with you though.
It was nice, man.
Yeah, we had a good crew, man. Good competition. The competition level back then
was crazy.
Was just seriously crazy, especially in Maryland and DMV, man. It's just we've always had the best, to me, the best crop coming out anytime, anywhere, anytime.
Wherever you go.
Exactly.
It was New York so big of a city and state and all that, you know what I'm saying? But here, I ain't seen nothing like this shit. I'd have been everywhere.
You was talking about the AAU team you played with.
Oh yeah, we had. I mean, and like we was talking to Kurt and started talking about, back in the day, there was just one tournament to get out of the area to go to. Nowadays you can go play in 5, 6, 7, 8 just to try to get to the
they got
to the championship.
They call system up all this
districts
crazy.
and regions.
So we had one tournament that we had to play to get out of here. So I played with Rod Holmes' father, and Mike was on that, Mr. Holmes, and Mike was on the team. Mike Sumner was on that team. Rod was on the team. Kevin White. Trying to think who else. Couple other people.
Shit, I want to say, man,
James Felix was on that team.
Oh, hell yeah, James.
Jumpin' James was on that.
I think Tucker was on there.
Yeah, we had a good
Got
squad.
a random motherfucker.
Yeah,
Mike
but
Solid,
we lost to your brother's team because so your brother, who they have in the guards was him and
I want to say it might have been like Daryl McClain.
No, it was my man. God, I can't think of his name. My memory bad, y'all.
Yeah, we talked about that before the show.
It'll come to me.
Yeah.
I do have bad memory, so if I forget something or somebody, please excuse me.
Shout out to Sweat.
As I get older, I don't remember a whole lot of people or things that happened. So if I gave you buckets, I may not remember.
Shout out.
Bill, they giving you a hard time, yo. They giving you a hard time, Bill.
Oh man. So when you get down James Madison, you set out a year.
Yeah, set out. So during that year, Fest and I, we worked out every day, twice a day, just getting ready, trying to get ready for next
practicing
year.
Against the team.
Practicing against the team. So, they had to go up against us every day. We were out there doing our thing. Just couldn't wait. This one, I ain't gonna lie, sitting out was probably one of the hardest things I had to do, man. When you love, you want to play, and you can't play, and you watching your other team just.
I said it was 5 years.
So you know what I'm talking about, man.
I'm still sitting out.
That's tough though, man. Sitting
Yeah,
out
it is.
and just practicing.
Yeah,
Then you sitting on the bench watching the game. You're like, oh man, that's the worst.
It is. I ain't gonna lie, man. Then when they would travel, which was better, because then we ain't see, couldn't, sit there in agony, man, like, damn, wish I was out there.
Campus by yourself.
Yeah, doing your own thing, so.
You having some fun, though.
Oh, you definitely having some fun. Shoot.
Everybody's gone.
No more. Hey, yo, because back then, Lefty used to have practice at every morning instead of practicing in the afternoons. We practiced at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was rough. Getting up, you go out the night before and got to be at practice at 6 in the morning. Started at 6 in the morning. Yeah. Man, half the time, I'd be like, shh, yo, I ain't going back to class. I'm going home to sleep. But no, it was a good time. Got out of there with my political science degree. So, what happened?
Did y'all have any success in there? Your 2 years you played?
Yeah,
you played a year both years.
I was player of the year both years, but as a team, we would win. We won
regular season.
We won the regular season every year. I was there both years, and then we made it to the final game of the tournament, CAA, and lost to Richmond my junior year.
Okay.
Ken Atkinson, point guard. Ken coaches at the Nets right now, Brooklyn Nets, right?
Oh.
He's the head coach of Brooklyn Nets. And so Ken was there, and they beat us that year. And then the next year, we lost in the first round, man, to Navy.
Oh,
man, Eric Harris and them got us. We
St.
played.
John's.
Yeah,
Eric Harris, St. John's.
Yep, they got us, had one of those games, man. You had a bad game, and they knocked us out. And that was it for the college career at JMU.
Yeah, so then after that, you get prepared for that next level.
Yeah, man. Then it's, all we come up thinking want to get one place.
No bullshit.
We all want to get to the NBA, and that was the goal. So, throughout that time, I heard comments when I left. I went to JMU. People, at the time, Steve Hood, you want to be the man, so you go into a small campus, be the big man in a small pond, big fish. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go out. That ain't the reason for me. I just want to play and be able to play how I want to play and do what I do best. And Lefty let me do that. So in terms of that, I just had a good 2 years of player of the year, and then it was just all right, Steve. Let's start working. But at the time, man, for me, I didn't realize it. For me, I was 6'6" and weighed probably barely a 170. And back in those days, and y'all know, physically, it can make a total difference in your game if somebody is that much stronger or bigger than you. You just can't do what you normally do. Nowadays, I wish I was playing nowadays.
I know.
Back then, hand checking was legal.
Say it again. You wish you was playing them days. The shit's sweet right now, man.
Nowadays, they got it so much easier than.
But I'm glad you said though, Steve, when you was like how people be saying, "Oh, Steve, he want to be the man."
Right.
These young guys don't understand how you've been evaluated on and off the court. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, half the shit don't be true. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to know, young guys to know these coaches coaching AAU teams and guide these kids a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I think Steve made a great point by saying that was the word out, or he want to be this. That don't be necessarily true, but it's always good. It's like you sometimes got to be perfect to get in situations. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're in a transfer situation, you coming from a environment, a hostile environment, or JUCO, or somebody said one thing about you that's not even true. Yeah. That it's like you gotta do extra shit. You know what I'm saying, for people to even accept who you are, just accept your game.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And to me, that's important for a lot of guys that we know. You know, it's like everybody, like we were talking before the show. You know what I'm saying? And I was just telling you, all the people that been on the show. And, everybody been through all that type of shit. To get to that next level is tough, man, just to keep your composure, keep your attitude right and all that. So I'm just saying, speaking from you saying, as far as like that next level, where people saying that the person that you wasn't even was, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't a selfish guy, you wasn't I want to be the man and all that shit. And we be living with that type of shit, but sometimes it's good to speak about that shit, let people know how that shit really go.
No, it's for sure. I mean, in any situation, I'm like this, and this is the way I always looked at it. if you go play basketball anywhere, no matter where it's at, if you can play, you're going to stand out. If you work harder than the next person, you're going to stand out more than they do. And you're going to take whatever they have. If they ain't willing to work it or challenge you to do it, then it's just going to become yours. And that's just the way it is. That's the way it is when you're playing basketball. It's the way it is in life. You know, and guys got to realize that, because if they don't, it'll become a serious wake-up call. You know, and then once the ball stops bouncing, you know, because so I think it's a good lesson to learn early on than to learn it later.
Yeah, I learned that lesson early at the age of 19 when I transferred from Georgetown. I left there with a 3.0. So one night I'm waiting to hear from different schools, so I come home. My mother's on the bed crying because the news saying it's because of my grades. So I went in my room, got my transcript, so I showed my mother, like, don't listen to all that. I said, it's going to be some negative coming out because I'm leaving Georgetown. So Coach Thompson called me and he let me know that he had nothing to do with that. He don't know where that story came from. And the next day he made calls for me just to let, just to confirm that that wasn't his role in my part of leaving. We had an understanding when I left. And I got my transcripts when I left. But people run with things and say things and they don't even know the half of it.
Right, exactly.
We lived through it.
Exactly.
They're not getting up every morning, going to practice, going to class. But they can write an article or interview you.
Yeah.
So what I did,
the easiest part to do.
I called the news guy that did it. And I corrected him. And they put it right in the paper. His grades are fine. Even Billy Packer came on TV and said, he just transferred to Wake Forest, so we know it's not his grades.
I'm about to say the same thing. How you gonna go from fucking Georgia to another big school?
And you got bad grades. Like you be going to a JUCO.
Yeah, man. And it was crazy, but I understand exactly where you at with that. When people talk negative about you, especially when you leaving a big time school, man. It's alumni. Yep. Mad at you. Like I had a dentist that was a Georgetown alumni. He told me don't come there no more.
That's crazy.
He told me don't come there no more.
Because you were leaving.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the way it is. And I learned that at an early age, man. That's why me and Kurt, we keep our circle close, man. We know a lot of people, but our circle is close.
Yeah, see that?
Man,
That's big right there, as you said, like that circle, man. If you there's certain guys you gonna meet along the way.
Yeah.
And it's just they friends, but it's like they just branches. The big tree, you know what I mean?
Man, don't even start that conversation.
And some of them leaves, so,
shit.
And it's just...
I think it's more branches than leaves to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation.
But it's good that you realize that and know, because it's like y'all, like you said, your circle is close. For me, I probably got 4 guys that I can say are my circle, and that's it. No more. Yeah. Other dudes I've played with, been teammates with. I don't have no conversation with any of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's just part of life.
Right. It's funny you say that because I say it's more branches than leaves because, you know what I'm saying. When the branches see that you're growing some more trees, some new trees, they get a little, like, oh man, woo. So that's a whole nother story. But I'll let her talk about it one day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we want to definitely get in that conversation.
Oh yeah, that's a good one to get into. So he talk a long time.
Hey, that's no bullshit. See? I'm telling you, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when they see you bouncing back a little bit, slowly but surely, doing other shit that still relates to basketball, still relates to why they was cooling with you. Then they start,
come back.
It's like mulch. You know what I'm saying? Then the grass started to grow again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you just never, what kills me when you see a person I ain't seen in a long time, and you just, I'm like, I'm still doing the same thing. Still doing that. Ain't nothing changed. I mean, I just ain't probably get to a point where you wanted me to get at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm still me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's a whole nother. We gonna come back on that a whole nother show. And that's no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, great to have my man Steve Hood in this motherfucker tonight because talking the Herbo days, you know what I'm saying? Just talk about some days. We mentioned some names upstairs prior to the show. You know what I'm saying? And the Johnny Newmans.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just that experience up there, coming to that motherfucker every day, because you got to think, the one thing that the city, like you said, the city always look at the guys thinking that they, you know what I'm saying, they can't come to the city and do this and that. You came up that motherfucker when the Herbo was jamming with pros everywhere and was averaging in the high 30s. You know what I'm saying? Was that like just, you just performing, or you just want to let people know, like, look, this always been me?
Nah, for me it was just, that's just me. It's just who I am, what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once you gave me the ball back then, it was just about having fun.
Yeah.
And then playing in you playing in an environment like the Herbo, everybody around, everybody watching.
Yeah.
It's time to shine.
Yeah,
it's time to get it done. Because, you know, if you don't, you'll get laughed up out that joint. You'll get talked about walking out that joint. Mm-hmm. As you walking up, you're going to be like, that nigga right there, sorry. You know? So I wasn't going up out there like that. So, nah, but that was just a good experience, man. It's just, you know, the guys I got to play with in the Herbo, play against, you know, like even remember Frank Johnson played with the Bullets?
Yeah.
I saw Frank.
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
People don't remember that shit,
Wake
man.
Forest.
And Frank, playing with Frank and knowing Frank and seeing him, and he was we were on the same team together.
Okay.
And I can remember a game, man, I was having one of them bad games, but I'm a shooter, I keep shooting at it. Frank just kept throwing, shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it again!
Yes, Steve, you will shoot that motherfucker. Yes, you will.
Hey, yo, that ain't become a problem until I started playing in Europe. That was just my mentality.
No, you was getting buckets, though. That's the whole thing.
And here's the funny thing is, even to this day, I think of myself more as a scorer than a shooter.
Right.
Even though I shot the ball
I
well.
definitely agree with you.
You know, and it's just like my mentality was when I catch the ball, I'm just on the attack. Who can I take? Who can I?
Move style, your man Gerard.
Gerard, what's up, boy? I hollered at you. You ain't holler back. That's all right, nigga. It's all good.
You told the motherfuckers that's not gonna pass. That's Gerard.
Oh yeah, you get me and Gerard on the same team. That's why I tell Gerard, get inside. Yeah, get inside. Get the rebound.
Yeah, he ain't gonna
Gerard, what's up, dog? Give me a shout.
That's the black Kevin McHale.
Take charge program, man. That's my man right there. Do some good things, man. Real good dude.
Terry, where you at? I thought you was supposed to be texting me, man.
Performance auto, you bullshit, man.
Terry Lancaster.
Come on, man.
Bullshitting, man.
Need a minivan.
So what model did you run with up the Herbo?
Huh?
What team was you on up the Herbo?
You don't remember.
Hey, man, you don't throw too much at him at one time.
One time I played with, hold up, I remember playing with And one time.
Okay.
And then I played with Executive 3 with Bass in them.
Yeah, mate.
Them the only two I can remember. I can't remember no more.
Yeah, that's good.
You win any chips up there?
Any what?
Any championships?
Nah. I was just scoring.
He was scoring like a motherfucker.
Scoring, that's it.
Like flying in and out of town back then.
Yeah, I was usually play when I came home in the summertime when I came in from Europe. So I would come in, go down and play with the And1 team, and it was fun, man. Like I said, it's just that experience to play there, and then I've played in the Kenner League.
Yeah.
You know, back when the Kenner was a Kenner. Yeah, you know, every time you shoot, mug singing, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, so it was.
Only certain motherfuckers got that.
Yeah, only certain motherfuckers.
Only certain.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bill.
You ever have any battles against Dennis Scott?
Yeah, Dennis played.
Hell yeah.
The funny thing is, you know, and it's like I said, it's breaks. It's a lot of different stuff that goes into you making it to that. And like I said, back in the day, and Dennis will tell you, Dennis is my man. We go at it, you know. So it ain't like people didn't know I ain't had a skill or should have stuck in the NBA or did whatever. People knew that dude can go. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was with me and Dennis, because you know Dennis was straight.
Man, that's funny. You
straight monster back then.
When JoJo came to the show, he said that day. He said, you know, as long as these motherfuckers you playing against their profession, if they know what's up, don't worry about what nobody else saying. That's where respect comes from. Your man Gerard said you and John Wynn ain't passed the ball.
John
Wynn ain't passed the ball.
John, I know I ain't passing.
3 dribbles to the left, pull up baseline.
John wasn't passing the ball.
No.
He said 3 dribbles to the left.
Hold up, you know he going left, and he's still gonna get to the left.
Yeah. Hey, rise up high on that jump shot.
Jump like a man ago.
He played Connecticut, right?
Yeah, he played Connecticut.
He hosts me on my visit out there. Him and Tate George.
Him and Phil Gamble played together.
Probably, yeah. They had to. They had to play a couple years ago.
He won the NIT that year. Phil Gamble.
Yeah.
But
John, shoot that.
yeah, like you said, Kurt, about the respect. Just like you coming through, like for me, Kurt's the baddest motherfucker come out of DC.
Yeah.
Like Kurt was going, we knew, and I knew, and everybody else knew, Kurt can play with anybody in the country, in the NBA, whatever it is. It's all about getting a chance or getting lucky to be in the right position.
Right. That's what it is.
Or with the right team.
That's what it is right there.
That's the bottom line.
And that's what it all comes down to. And a lot of people didn't get that luck. I thank God that I got the opportunity and was drafted in the second round by the Kings, because that's basically you got a better chance to hit the lottery.
Getting drafted back then?
Yeah.
Shit. There was some bad motherfuckers back then.
3 rounds?
It's 2 rounds.
Two
I was
rounds.
the 42nd pick.
Yeah.
Who's out Sacramento with you? Who's out there?
At the time,
Mitch Richmond was
Mitch Richmond. Well, no, they brought Mitch Richmond in, which basically sealed the deal for everything else getting out there and getting me out there. And let's see, it was Lionel Simmons was the leading scorer. Dwayne Caldwell, Wayman Tisdale. My man Ralph Sampson was out there for a minute.
Okay.
Spud Webb.
Yeah.
Bobby Hansen was there. Who else was at that time? Randy Brown.
Randy
Brown.
Yeah.
And my man Venable.
He was out there.
Clint was out there. What's up, Clint?
You at, boy?
My dog. What's happening?
Tell us a little process when you was getting closer to that draft, the workouts you had.
Yeah. So for me, I had to do all 3 camps. It wasn't like
the pre-draft.
Pre-drafts.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
You go to Portsmouth.
it was 3. So. So going out to work out
for teams.
Yeah, so I got brought out by Chicago, the Bulls. Phil Jackson brought me out. Who else brought me out? Sacramento, of course, brought me out.
Yeah.
And I think it was one other team. I don't even remember.
Right.
But yeah, so it was, it was a tough workout. It was just me in Chicago. Wasn't nobody else. With the Bulls, and then in Sacramento, I think it was about three of us working out. But they work, they put you through the paces, see what you can do, what you can't do, just kind of going at it to evaluate you. And so at that point, I'm like feeling good about my situation.
Yeah.
Draft day come, we going through the draft, everything going pretty much as planned. And get to the late picks, and right before the last pick, Doug Collins, who's doing the draft, was like, there's still a play out there, left Steve Hood. Sacramento.
Talking.
He's talking. I'm like, all right, yeah, maybe it's here now. So the next joint come out, and they took Sacramento took Pete Chilcutt, White Wolf, North Carolina. Yeah,
7 foot side, man.
You know what that was?
So they took Chilcutt, and at that point, man, I think I stopped watching the draft because we having a party at my house.
Right.
Yeah.
I got family over, friends.
Yeah.
And it's just for me.
Ready.
When I didn't go in the first round, because that's what I was expecting. Then I get, 42nd, they make the call. Everybody else going crazy. I'm sitting like, man, I'm mad. I'm sitting over here mad. So then, but I went out there, did the best. Went out there.
How was that summer league out there y'all played?
Out in Utah, we played in the one out in Utah at the time. It was
good.
good.
Utah was one of the only ones back then.
Back then, Utah was LA and Utah. I think went on too. So yeah, we played in the Utah Summer League.
Okay.
You don't have too many vets come in. We had a few come in and play. But the experience was good because you're going against other teams. They have vets, they're rookies. You're hearing some of the coaches on the side, the way they talk to their players and yell at. I can remember Big Victor. Remember Victor Alexander played at Golden State? He came out that year saying he was a first round draft pick.
Iowa State.
Yeah. You know, just big, because he was a big fella. Yeah. Don Nelson's yelling, "Get your fat ass down the court." You know, she's like, "Damn, all right, yeah, we something different now." All right. But no, it was this whole experience was good.
So then you went to vet camp, right?
Yeah, then I went to vet camp, and vet camp was different, man. You know, I was one of them players. I tell you now, when I'm on. But when I hit a slump, you know, when you hit a slump, trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with my shot, why this shit ain't going in, start thinking and changing things, and that happened to me at the worst time. That happened to me when I was in camp. Like, just couldn't hit nothing. Just like, man, and this ain't my game, right? You know. And then I ended up getting released by them. But then after that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna come back, show everybody what I can do, work on my strength. Because the biggest part for me was strength at that time. And we were talking about it with Kurt Charles earlier. The strength is the biggest part, especially back then when you could hand check. And for me, playing the two guards position, 6'6", 170, was tough. Yeah. You know, especially getting beat on, held, grabbed by dudes that's, you know, now think about it. Guys nowadays, two guard is 6'6", 220, 225, athletic as hell. Yeah. You know, but for me, it was a challenge. So after that, everybody that was there in camp that ever played against afterwards, I gave them numbers. Right. Okay. I made sure they knew, this who I am, and I went on to prove that point. And here's the thing for me, I could have probably got back in the NBA. I went to the CBA for 1 year, probably after I played overseas and been used to making some money. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah. Went back to the CBA and was the second leading scorer in the CBA, averaging 30, 38 a game behind Lloyd Daniels. Sweet. So I was getting it done. Yeah. Knew I was gonna get the call up, but then team in Europe
they got your bag. Put the bag on the table.
Yeah, they offered me. I said,
get the bag, man.
And I'm one of those people. People that know me know how I am, but other people don't really know me. Yeah. I'm one of those people. I'm like, playing the NBA is great. It's the name recognition. Money is money. Yeah. If I'm gonna make it and you gonna pay me right now, why am I gonna wait to see if y'all gonna pay me later? Right.
Get it automatically. Hey, shout out to Dave Hawkins or whatever.
And at the time, I was married, had a kid, and I'm like, I'm taking a paper. So it just became a point for me at that point. Then the next year, because we played Flip Saunders, he was coaching.
Rest in peace, right?
Yeah, rest in peace, Flip. Wow. We were playing Flip's team, CBA.
Playbook looked like a damn phone book, yellow pages.
And Flip was coaching at Tri-City, I think it was one of those Tri-City.
Sioux Falls,
Sioux Falls. And we played Flip and them, and I gave Flip and them 50. And I had 34 in the first half. And Flip the next year got the job at Minnesota. Yeah. But he was the GM, he wasn't the coach. So he brought me in. Bill Blair was the coach. Okay. I went out to Minnesota and was cooking. Yeah. I'm like, I got me a spot.
Right.
Nice. But Bill Blair was like, this ain't one guy I brought in. This Flips people he brought in. So as long as I'm here, I'm keeping who I want to keep. Wow. So they ended up releasing me from Minnesota, and after that I just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with trying. I'm about taking care of my family.
Yeah, at some point in time,
and doing what it's about to make that money. Like my man, one of my good friends, Conrad McCray. Rest in peace, Conrad.
Rest in peace, big Conrad.
Man, Brad was getting paid
overseas, right?
In Greece, making about Brad was making about 1.2
back then.
I know. He was paying big dough back then. So Brad was making probably 1.2, but Brad was too focused on, because everybody, when you come to the league, when you coming back, and that kind of stuck with Rad. He always he wanted to come back, which pushed himself. And they pushed himself so much, ended up having that heart problem, and dying on the court in Orlando.
Really?
Yeah. So
I remember that.
So that one, that stuck out to me. Is it's like, look, I know you got your dreams, and like for me, I fulfilled it. I made it to where I wanted to make it. But my ultimate goal when making it, if you look back, is we all want to make some damn money. To be able to take care of our families. And and I was able to, for 9 years, to play professional basketball, do what I love, travel the world, play in different countries,
and a lot of people
and enjoy it.
That shit.
And a lot, and people, even other people that experience it, are experiencing it basically for minimum wage or what they be playing for. Paying here, working a normal job. Or I'm going to play in Belgium for $35,000. Or I'm going here.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm not playing for $35,000. I can come home and get a job and make more than $35,000. I know I love the game, but at that time we was playing because we wanted to play for 6-figure, 7-figure salaries.
And that's what they was doing back then.
And that's what was going on back then. So, for me, it was a no-brainer for taking care of of the family and doing what was best I thought for me at that point.
That's great.
But I did get to play, like I said, to meet all those dudes that I played against, and going, damn, this nigga just gave me some numbers, and that was my thing.
It be motherfuckers you might name that people don't even know. You like, such, like who the fuck is that? Yeah. You like, nah, I'm telling y'all, man, this motherfucker bad motherfucker. Like, nah, if he ain't got no name, they don't think he bad.
Right.
But if you ain't experiencing that shit from a visual standpoint, you playing against that guy. You know what I'm saying? Well, nobody never know. You know what I'm saying? People caught up on names too much. Yeah. You got to travel that world, man, to find out who can do what. Like I said before, it's just a rack of motherfuckers that we all probably seen play out of town, overseas, that people ain't never heard of. That's some bad dudes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Name don't even come up.
It's a lot of people that play basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that play
basketball. We ain't the only ones who.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to be down here like, oh man, my man too smooth like that. No, he not when he leave out this city.
That's a great point though.
Yeah, no, he not. When he leave out this city, and that coach give him a play to run.
Yep. Exactly, and that's what we talked about. A lot of
He'll be back next week.
A lot of dudes' games are just predicated on they can play on the playground on the street, but when you put them in a system. And you gotta run a system.
Say it again,
man. You gotta run a system.
I'm about to get all my shout outs.
They cannot run a system. They may be the best player in the world, but if you put them in a system with a team, they're not gonna be able to do what they do because they're not used to having that ball in their hand the whole time or being able to do other things to make them better.
Just let me play, coach. Let me play my game.
What was the man in Glory Road? What's his name? Joe Hill. Yes. Coach, let us play our game. Shoot.
Nah,
that's
crazy.
Not at all.
Steve saying some real shit about the shit we always be talking about, man. Y'all gotta understand that shit.
Yeah.
It ain't all about this local getting 30s and 40s and I think the shit we do at home is for us at home. You know what I'm saying? I think back when we were playing, I think that this is really from the heart what I'm about to say. I think back in the early 80s and from the 80s, I'm gonna say, I think that everybody had a name for themselves locally, also had a name on the road. Mm-hmm. They also put in work on the road nationally. Yep. I think right now today, and there's no disrespect to these guys that's hooping now, I just think that right now it stops right here with them.
Yeah, but that was like when you and I were talking about, Kurt. The reason why is because when we went on the road back then, it was just one tournament.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same time our tournament going on, one going on across the road, one going on over here.
It was one at one time.
One time, and that's it. So everybody was on the main stage at one time, and everybody was getting seen at that time.
You got this company, that company. That's, come on, we had one spot you was going to on that road, and you seen all the bad news
everywhere. Exactly.
And I commend you guys laid the foundations. My senior year at Carrollton, when we traveled, it was like people knew who we were in Arkansas. We come and see so and so. You know what I'm saying? We come here, we in DC, they ready to fight us. The rival schools. But when you out of town, people showing you love. Man, you still get love here now, don't get me wrong. Always from different neighborhoods, so when you in neighborhoods, it's a different thing. But when you out of town, that's when you start feeling like, dang, I don't even know this guy, man. He come to see me, ask me for an autograph for his son.
Yep.
And you start seeing like, damn, that's all the work I put in. You don't realize it till you get older. You're not realizing at the time when you're doing that. You worried about the game, But when you sit back and look at it, it was totally different, man.
Yep.
It's still the same to this day.
You know why I think it was so different, Mo? I still today say, and I think that it was more competitiveness back then as far as one of it basketball.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of stuff that was in our way.
No.
Entertainment was there, clubs and chicks and all that. Boom. Yeah. That was automatic. But all the other shit that goes with it wasn't the focus for a lot of guys that came to this town. It was about hooping and representing your city for one. Yeah. But our main thing, I always wanted to go out of town.
Yeah.
Play against some other dudes. I'm tired of playing against y'all. Let's go out of town and what y'all gonna do out of town? You might get these 20s, 30s, and 40s here, but when we go on that road, what you gonna do on that road?
Yeah.
Against new people that you don't know.
You don't even know this dude.
Who they are.
Know that though.
But then hold up, but coming from our area and what we used to, we've all came through and there's been some named players that you done heard about, bag and play. And we play against them and go, this nigga
good. Man, God damn, I keep trying to tell people. Oh my goodness, man.
That's happening a lot. I ain't gonna lie. To me, it's happening a lot.
All the time.
You know, you step on the floor with respect for them because of the name that they had made wherever they played. And then you play against them and you go, that just shows you ball in D.C. is another level.
It's a whole nother level.
Everyone else.
Man.
Like even now today, when we talk about basketball, I think that this town is so stuck on like street basketball so much, and not they forgetting the Steve Hoods. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The John Gwynns, the guys we just naming. You know what I'm saying? The Mustafs and all them guys, because guys didn't come in and play this and that league or that league. But at the same time, there's levels to that shit.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? There's levels to that shit because, but when them guys see them guys, you see the difference.
Yeah.
You see who don't belong, you see who belong. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, my brother's a hard critic on giving a lot of people credit because he done been so many places and played against so much great competition. It's like, I ain't saying he don't downgrade the town. He just be like, all right, I might name a name, like, oh, yeah, all right. But to me, just from being out there
that's it.
In the atmosphere, I'm like, damn, for real, like, I ain't talking bad about it, all right. You know what I'm saying? My perception might be a little different, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Like I seen all that shit.
What are you gonna do when he
that's why I can understand what Steve says. Like, I mean, when you get this man been drafted and everything, when you get all them experience and get to playing against other motherfuckers, and seeing all that, you like, man. Can I give this dude that much credit? Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
Yeah,
it's real tough to do.
It is tough to give somebody credit after you play against them and you like
barbecue.
Yeah, and then but on the other end, his game is like his offensive game is garbage.
Yeah,
it's like.
Man, hey boy, I don't
want to call no names, but it's
man, call some names.
Now, it's times I walk through lines and shake your hand and be like, man, you overrated. You overrated.
That shit's crazy.
They might look at you wrong and keep going down the line. When I was
hey, that shit crazy,
you overrated, man. High school too, you overrated, man.
Yes,
He said specific. What specific situation?
Y'all trying to get me call somebody name?
Nah.
Ain't gonna do it.
But what happened though?
Okay, so I'm playing in Greece. So Greece the top league, right? Greece the top league. Y'all know that,
right?
And at the time in Greece, I was over there. Dominique was over there. Wilkins was playing.
Okay.
X-Man, Xavier McDaniel was over there playing. So it was a lot of big names at the time playing in Greece. And there's one cat that was a draft pick. I think he went in the same spot as I did the year before. You know why you said it. Why you said it, we're going to figure it out.
That's what I was laughing. That's what I was laughing.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, so, we go play. I'm like, I got a little bit of respect. This, okay, we same spot. Heard a lot about him doing his thing. This dude was some straight straight doo-doo. So I was like, damn. You know, what? Damn. Thought you was like seriously nice. And then, but then
from here?
Nah, here. So then down the line.
There's a lot of them from here too, though.
Carol, who?
Next show.
Who from over here?
Next show.
I ain't gonna be here. Damn, man.
Just watch it.
What? You gonna leave me live?
Yeah, just watch it.
You talking somebody live?
Nah,
just watch it. Just watch it.
But yeah, so it was just, you know, after playing against him, like, man, you're a cool dude. I like you and everything. We hung out, but your game is, nah.
You ain't what I thought you.
Yeah, exactly. To what we thought he was.
Yeah.
So. And you saw a lot of that happen too. You know, and that's just part of it, though.
Yeah.
Let me take that back from being a competitor. You ain't what I ain't gonna say you ain't what we thought you were. You ain't what I thought you were.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody else still might think he's nice, but in terms of what we've played against and what we've seen, we go, yeah, you don't compare.
You got a good age.
And that could be tough. That could be tough because of where we come from.
Yeah.
And the competition we don't play against.
We see that shit every day.
So it could be different. Maybe back where you were from, everybody's still saying you're nice.
Yeah.
You know, you got a great agent.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to rocker people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We got a big crowd.
Yeah,
We got a big crowd tonight. What's up, everybody?
We ain't got no street cred.
I know y'all are probably like, damn, I ain't think Steve Hood was like that. He went to DeMatha. You know, he's straight. Y'all, I'm from New Carrollton. I went to Columbia Park, Kenmore. I'm from the area, man.
Steve Hood fried and rocked these motherfuckers out here tripping.
Bow down.
Yes, the fuck he did. We will say that.
You was all met 2 years.
Yeah, I was all met. I was second team all met my junior year, and then I was first team senior year. Mark Till, I was player of the year. Times player of the year. Mark was the post player of the year.
He was Mr. Basketball. Were you Mr. Basketball, Maryland?
I don't know, man. Talking about some shit.
Tracy Bergen, what's up, baby?
Tracy!
Tracy
What's up? Tracy, what's going on? What's the basketball?
What
What's going on, Trey?
He said New Carrollton represent.
Yeah, see, there we go, New Carrollton, Tracy Bergen.
Tracy Bergen.
Name two more, motherfucker.
Thanks for the ring, baby.
Hold up, what ring? What you talking about?
We got that ring on them, man.
89, WCAC.
Yeah, you know.
That's all right, Trace.
They told you.
That's all right,
They
Trace.
told you about it.
Hey, but you know what's
They
funny
told you
though?
about that.
And different people different. For me, like, when I left, I ain't keep contact with a lot of people. When you gone and you out of you out of the fray of things, you don't talk to a lot of people. And you lose touch of everything that's going on. Like for me, basketball. Once I left, I ain't know a whole lot of the new kids coming up. Other than, we ain't have social media back then, so you ain't hear. You heard about somebody every now and then. You see so and so play, you see so and so play, but it's just, certain people you remember. Like for me, your brother was like, he always looked out for me, because he was older, on the road, wherever we were. Even when he was with the Celtics, and I was out there my senior year for Red Auerbach's camp. Okay. He always invited college players out to play with us. Some of them to play out there with them. So I was out there the first time I met Larry Bird playing, and your brother was there at the time. And, and Smitty would be like, "You need some money? You good? That's you want me to come get you?" And you appreciate that though. That's this love of how we came up, and because I took some of his money to playing talk on the road. We used to play talk on the road all the time, yeah. That's all we did. We started early, boy, gambling. But that's just, people I know. This is where it came from. AAU playing in C. Pleasant Rec. Michael Best. Michael Best was my man Mike. What's up, Mike?
I seen him the other day.
One of the coldest left-hand ballers. Man, Mike was straight nice.
Yeah. Not only left-hand, this hoop was pretty.
Yeah.
He could have went pro out of high school.
That motherfucker was bad. Hey, my man come there and watch and represent and show love every day to the league, man.
Do him?
Yeah, best than every day, man. Him, Mr. G.
Yes.
They're my homies right there, man. Stacey Rob.
Yeah.
Ducky, I still ain't seen you pull that truck up
Ducky
yet.
Vaughn, what Ducky at?
He always asks me about you.
Ducky, hey man.
Ducky, you ain't pull that truck up yet, Ducky.
Ducky Vaughn.
I gotta tell dude, I'm calling niggas out when they do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when somebody reach out to me, yo, what's up? Hit me back. I hit you back. Don't get no answer to call. Leave a message and then don't get no call back. Dougie, you was at JMU with a player and they reached out, Steve, I'm in your spot. Hit me back. I don't hear nothing back from Dougie, man.
Hey, Dougie, we can get you with that one, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Dougie Vaughn, what's up, baby? I love you, man.
Yeah, we can get you with that one, man. I should have called you this morning, but you don't answer your phone, champ.
Oh, he still ain't answering the phone.
An extra large shirt.
Get your stomach hanging out. Hey, but I couldn't wait to this moment. This how we got two subjects we can close the show out. You coach Ricky Goins in high school.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Goodness gracious.
Tell me about how good was Ricky G?
All right, so let me tell you how I got Ricky. So my man Curtis, I was talking to Curtis Malone. I was like, Kurt, look, man, I need some players. Come, you know, I'm at Wheaton trying to build this program. I need some players to look out. I got somebody for you. And man, Rick. Like, all right, great. Me and Rick hit it off, talked to Rick's dad. Like, sweet. Rick started out in summer league with us. Should have known then, like, Rick, all right, so we're going to run the plays, Rick. This is what we're going to do. You need to do this. I'm getting you a shot right here. All right, coach, I got it.
He going to shoot that motherfucker.
Yeah, Rick's going to put it up. For sure. Man, so Rick, I told Rick, play is you going to start on the block, screen across for the big man. He going to come across, you going to come up on a double for the ball. Rick, I got it, coach. First play, man. Rick comes straight up off the pick, ain't wait for nobody. Ball ain't where it's supposed to be. I said, oh, what the hell are you doing? My bad, coach. And that was all the time.
My bad every time.
All the time.
Remind me of that motherfucker we got up Georgetown now.
Yeah.
Don't
say his name.
Shit, if I ain't.
What is his name?
The left hand kid.
Blair.
Oh my goodness, I'm
He
sick of
learned.
that motherfucker.
He learned.
Yeah, we played them all at one.
He learned.
Yeah, he learned.
But
Man,
hey,
we
man,
We had a good team that year, though, man. We should have won it all that year.
we had a good team, man. I
Had a
came
good
in,
team.
I knew inheriting that program. Like when you go
Yeah,
to
we went 18-6.
yeah, actually we 22-6.
But we lost. Remember that we was gonna be ranked. We lost to Northwest at the buzzer, and the Post was supposed to rank us. We lost that game to Joe Barkley.
Was it because you ain't running play?
I don't remember.
Set the
Oh,
screen.
you don't remember now.
Set the screen, Rick. Then pop open, you got a shot.
I got to go back to the film.
Hey, listen
He said you gotta go back to the
listen to the
screen.
shooters, man.
Set the screen. You set the
Yeah, you
screen,
set the
you're wide
screen.
open. Rick.
Exactly. That's gonna help
Wait
you.
for the screen.
He
set the
told
screen.
you though. Set the screen.
I told
you
him.
be wide
I told
open.
Rick, you want this shot? That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, man,
Rick,
you
too,
know
he
you
ain't
gotta do
patient.
that, man.
Nah.
You gotta be patient. Basketball is a game of patience. Let it come to you.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
No
You know, when you
bullshit.
try to force it and rush it, that's when it's
Shout out to Brian Chase.
Be Chase. Be patient. Stay humble. Sit down.
man. I know we closing out soon, but man, I just wanted to thank you guys for inviting me in. Especially I told Rick, I've been watching the show and I was like, Rick, next time I'm home,
He did say that.
you got to get me on the show.
That's good.
And you know, so I can come in and sit with you guys and just be able to talk a little bit about
Great, man.
We
the past.
thanking you for coming
Yes,
on.
indeed, man.
Your man James Bryson is not here tonight.
Oh, I would like to see James.
Yeah.
Under Armour tournament. In,
Yeah, he out
Atlanta.
there coaching Bill Cop wrong. That's my main man though. Real talk.
Yeah.
See you get home, baby.
David East.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, right? We played against them, him in the summer league. He was playing with Springbrook when I was playing with Wheaton.
Who?
Davies,
Davey.
the rapper.
Oh yeah.
We beat the shit out of them. But he played. Yeah, he was nice.
Good. I'm glad to see you, man, because from afar, I went to Curry, went to Manford, but you know, real recognized real, and I knew the numbers you was putting up there, and the way you let your game come to you was smooth. You when nobody distract you, you know, they was coming at you throwing elbows and stuff. You always played with a smooth atmosphere, man, around you, and I tried to carry that on with my Curl team, and I think a couple of our players from Curl always looked at the Manford like, damn, we love the Manford, but we got to play against them, so we're going to whip their ass. So I'm glad you left before me. And we had a chance to do that, but I always say that, I was telling you earlier, like Morgan Wooten always said that you go to Curl, but you represent basketball, DC basketball.
Yep.
And he would name people like you, Danny Furry, we can say Quentin Jackson, people with demeanors, and you didn't want all the spotlight, but you took it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, from your play.
But that was exactly, and you said that the main thing is like, I wanted to let my playing speak for itself and not myself going, being my own hype man.
Yeah,
I can play.
Exactly.
Nah, you know what? If you can, and I said again, and it's just, it happened on many teams I've played on that I've come in to a situation, whether it's college, playing professional C's, or wherever it is, to a situation where there's already a man at that time when I got there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not hating on him, but I am coming for his job.
Right.
I'm coming to try to take his spot.
Yeah, you got that right.
You know, so that was the mentality that I had. And if you was bad enough, then you would keep your spot.
Yeah.
If not, somebody else gonna take it.
Exactly.
You know, and I wasn't gonna back down from nobody or from that challenge. And it was always a challenge for
There's
me.
always, when you cross that line, I don't know you.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care if we're in practice, but when we're off that line, hey man, you all right? Let's go do something.
Exactly.
We chilling. And that's the competitiveness that we had, man.
Oh, we'd be ready to fight each other on the
Yeah,
court.
we ready to fight each
You know,
other in practice.
We may not throw no blow. We be face to face.
And people that don't know you gonna think like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
When they see you off the court, like, hold up, Joe, them niggas good. No,
Right,
it's
right.
competitiveness, Joe. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Your coach know.
Yep.
Hey, somebody just asked, who in the NBA remind you most of yourself?
I was about to say that's the JB question.
You know what? To be honest, is like I got to go back to when I came out, where I felt like my game with the mid range, like I could shoot mid range, not just threes.
I'm gonna see if you say who I'm thinking about.
Right.
I was like Orlando Blackman.
See, people don't remember him. I do though. The generation now.
No,
Come
the
on
generation.
now.
That motherfucker was a bad
Orlando
boy.
Black.
Yeah, Orlando Blackman was bad.
Can get you 30s and 40s in any type of ways.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's who I kind of thought my game was more like. Nowadays,
Well, not now that's in the league, but just a little more like just got a league not too long ago. That certain people remember.
I don't know. 'Cause, like I don't compare my game. Like now, I just become a fan of basketball. I watch, but I don't compare like what I did and how I did it anymore. That's just my mentality. Like now that I've stepped away, basketball got me a lot of things I wanted in life to achieve.
Man, that's a great point.
But-
That's a great point right there.
But
That's what it is, man. That's
once it's
great.
over, I feel like I've given back some. Able to coach people like Rick and see them do well outside of, because it's not just about
Man, say that
basketball.
one more time. It got you to certain points of your life, whereas without basketball, you probably wouldn't be where you're at right now.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and Coach Wooten always instilled in us, and I'm sure y'all can tell you that basketball is just a vehicle, vessel to help you move on in life to get things accomplished that you want to get done.
Yeah.
And you can't play basketball forever.
Sweat, I'm saying the same thing. Sweat, you read my mind, boy.
Even in
Damn, you read my mind.
when it comes to
Told you a lot, boy.
who's that?
My man Bill.
Oh, Bill.
He said Rip Hamilton, man.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
really?
You come. I said I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. If I look at it, I could probably see it. Yeah. Because
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause to me, Steve, you
Mid-range.
other people would just look at you just a shooter. I'm like, nah.
Mid-range.
That motherfucker a scorer.
Mid-range.
That can score in certain spots of the court, but can't nobody really score.
Mid-range.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, man, I done seen you put on some motherfucking shows on that month.
It's a lost art, man.
And the funny thing is, my game is so different than like the game changed. When I was playing, I changed my game as I got older, but I was a catch triple threat guy. I wasn't no
we know you was triple
crossover.
threat.
Wasn't no crossover. Wasn't
We get that motherfucking jab.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take what you give me. I'm just gonna
But wasn't that one of the best sets you learned? The triple threat.
Oh.
Them 3 different
triple
moves?
threat. That's all you need in basketball.
Who told you that?
Morgan Wooten.
Good God.
Triple
I went to
threat.
this camp. I learned that. I came home in the neighborhood of Kelly Miller. I had people flying all over the place like I had a crossover. And I ain't take but 2
Two
dribbles.
dribbles. Is it?
You know what's funny you
Maybe
said?
one.
Nut was up there playing in the coalition today. He still had dudes moving off his
It's basic basketball.
That's all. If you look back and you look at the game, that's what Michael Jordan did.
Yeah.
Basic basketball.
That's all Mike did.
Basic basketball, man.
Look at the feet and the space.
Look at exactly. Feet spacing, and if you give me too much space, I'm
Yeah.
shooting.
Yeah.
You come up on me, I got a quick first step, I'm going by you. You know, so
The way it's being
through.
taught, it's being taught a different way now.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? The game's being taught right now behind that 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is really mid-range. Nothing's catching.
You know, it's
It's a
funny.
lost start.
But it's funny
Yeah.
you say that, man. 'Cause, you
Yeah.
know, Roddy out in New Orleans, and he called me right after his first
Roddy
practice.
Peters?
Yeah, you know, his first practice with the team. He said, man, the thing I got to adjust to is they told me there is no mid-range game here. Either you get to the basket or you shoot the 3. The coaching staff told
That's
me.
how it is right now.
You know what I'm saying?
that's the game.
Yeah, that's
how the game
that's
is
how it's
changed.
being taught right now. And to me, I just think it's crazy.
It's a lost art. The mid-range game is a lost
It's a
art.
lost art, man.
But you know who does it well and shows that it can still be effective is Sean Livingston.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Oh,
Good dude's mid-range game.
Old school.
Yeah.
Man, kills
Just, it's,
And he get whatever shot he wants to.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because you can just play mid-range. You can't just want to play like I can shoot a 3. Or I can just you want to be able
Tatum's
to
doing that too.
You want to be able to get that shit in certain situations, man, and mid-range to the 3 where you can get during the 3 and like jab step 1 dribble bang. Shit like that. And I think that's what's limits like a lot of these talented guys are not succeeding because of that. Because their games are so predictable. You can yell from the sideline, make them drive, or make them go this way. That shit back then, it was like people were so fundamentally sound.
Couldn't.
You couldn't dictate what certain people did back then
Yeah.
because we were being taught the game a whole
But that's why I
different
say.
way.
That's why I always say on the
You
show.
know what I'm saying?
But that's why I always say on the show, guys back then were more skilled because it was less they couldn't do.
Right.
Now they might handle the ball better, but y'all had 4 or 5 other things y'all could do outside of that made y'all effective.
Yeah, but not only that, but we had 4 or 5 other motherfuckers on our team that could do the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's
thing.
true. That's
Exactly.
true.
So you took one out, put somebody in your
Right.
spot,
Boom.
they can still do the same
Yeah,
thing with the team.
yeah.
You ain't losing that.
You know, my radar
Yes,
go up
indeed.
when a guy catches the ball at 3-point line. The first thing he don't do is dribble. He catch you and square up. I said, damn, this
We were taught
motherfucker
that.
might can play.
And let me tell you something. I'm
Yeah, I said this.
Chavon
motherfucker might
Stretch
can play.
Jones, Booney Green, them guys. To me, them guys was the first I seen just start doing that. I'm like, no, because the game was taught that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you watch Bootney and Stretch and the Bell and them guys play, they catch you in the wing. The first thing they do is looking at where they at. They're spacing on the court. Then here come the jab steps or the
Once they see what they want to
once
get
it's,
to.
yeah, you got these guys.
Man, it's funny you say
The
that,
King
man.
League,
Yeah.
motherfucker, they as soon as they
That's
get
what they do. They
Yeah,
do.
they put on-
catch. I'm like, how can you see what's going on?
You know, all you do as soon as you catch it, you dribble.
You know what's going on.
And that was one thing Coach Wooten used to always say: if you catch the ball and dribble the ball immediately, you at a disadvantage.
You are. Yeah.
Because if I'm guarding you and you immediately put it down in your right hand, you know what I'm saying? You staying in the right, you staying in the left, and keep me over there.
That's the only way you can go.
But if I catch the ball and I'm triple threat,
Yeah,
you don't know how to play me. You don't know how. And if you want to square me, forcing me right, I'm gonna give you that jab, which gonna make you go, and I'm gonna swing, and I'm gonna go the other way. You can't guard me. You know, and dudes can be so much more effective if they use it. You know, it's just
Man, they don't understand that.
Like you
you look
said,
back at the players that have been dominant in the game.
That's what they do.
You'll see even Kobe Bryant
Yeah.
did the same
Well,
thing. Michael
yeah.
Jordan did the same thing. LeBron's different because LeBron's just
He's so extra talented with shit he
he's
do
just
a lot
what he-
more.
But
exactly.
he still does it.
But I'm gonna give you one name. Adrian Danley
AD.
was so motherfucking
God,
skillful.
Skill,
man.
yeah. Not the greatest athletic.
No, what he athletic?
Basketball fundamentally sound know the
like
game.
a motherfucker.
6'4" scoring machine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tight referee pants wearing motherfuckers.
shout out to my man. He
Tight
in
shirt
Arizona, Adrian Branch. He live in Arizona.
No, in Arizona.
Yeah, in Arizona.
Okay.
Tell you be, man. I've been tell him holler back.
We get in
You
town.
been hitting him up?
Yeah, tell him holler
Okay.
back. Tell
I
him
will.
holler back.
Town,
for
we
sure.
ain't on the show.
I'll make sure I tell him because I just played on a softball team, church softball.
One more on the coalition, though.
Yeah. Maybe one more.
They need one more, you know.
Who we got? We got Vaughn out there.
Von Dwayne, Mike
Mike.
Jones, Travis Gerson, Ted Ellis.
Tell Tracy Burton to suit up.
Yeah, Trace.
Pegues played one game. Mike Pegues played one game.
But he's fundamentally sound also.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably use some shit for real, but you fundamentally sound, you sorry motherfucker. That's my man right there. Old Mike.
I don't know how many youngsters watch. Then this dude right here.
Yes, indeed.
Kurt was the nicest ever to me for me coming out of this area. And like I said, I played against a lot of people, seen a lot of people play. Couldn't do nothing with him, man. Straight up, seriously. That's the truth.
I was trying to compete,
You know,
with the motherfuckers. When you, I'm gonna tell you some wild shit. Like I said this before the show. When I growing up, you know, in your neighborhood, you never played against motherfuckers that's real tall and all that shit. I'm in my Benner Park and Watts. Tallest motherfucker I seen was probably like 2 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
You know, so my first experience was when I got a chance to play with Mustafa and Sid Lewis and Mike Jay Bowser when I was 14. That enabled me to learn how to do other shit. First, I was just like, let me just shoot this bitch and get 30 and get up out of this motherfucker. When I first had to be a facilitator and boom, boom, that was at that time. You know what I'm saying? I think that learning from the older guys and shit, it just made me understand basketball in general. Then like watching these guys, y'all got to see that team they had.
Yes,
now I will say that I'm gonna talk a little shit right now though. They had a mob, that '86 AAU team when they was playing with Kitchens, Steve Hood, Sumner,
Mike
Sumner, all the niggas.
Yeah.
They had a mob.
Moves.
I love my mob.
Yeah.
I love my Monty Williams, my Grant, Dickie Simmons, Henry, all them guys. It'd been a good game. It'd been a real good game.
It'd been a good game. We'd have taken them down. We'd have taken them down.
That's right.
But you gotta think of that. We always looked up to y'all on that shit. And I think that's what youngers do today. We always looked up to y'all.
Yeah, and that's the
Much
thing.
respect.
For me, like, even dudes, like, and I gotta shout him out because I used to like to watch this dude play. I used to play with him, Delonte Taylor.
That's what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
man.
He played today at
Delonte-
60 doing the same jab step.
Delonte, man,
Did
that
Yeah.
dude was a workaholic.
Bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
It still is at the age of 60.
Yeah.
Still should have
You know what I'm
made
saying? He still be
Should've made the
He
bullet.
played in coalition this morning. That's what he's talking
At
about.
60, Delonte, yeah, that was my dog.
Just
man.
love the game, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love the game, man.
I love the game, but if I get back out there, I be going to the hospital, torn something.
Yeah, I think we might
I
have
got somebody from the Mather tore their Achilles.
have a shootout contest or something.
Yeah, if y'all want to shoot now,
Yeah.
I can shoot.
Robert,
yeah.
play the Oregon. Want to play the Oregon? Oregon State. Play for the Mather.
Do the shootout contest. We ain't gonna be running down that court.
Nah, man.
But now, for real though, Steve, man, always,
show,
man.
man.
Appreciate you, Slim, for coming on. Spend your time. You out of town now. You know what I'm saying? That's good, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All the
man.
time, Steve.
Thank
Is
you.
there anything you want to say to the people?
Oh, man.
You ain't been in a while. You back in town for a minute.
Yo, no, yeah, just, I know I'm out in Arizona, but the fun thing is when everybody asks me where I'm from, man, I always say I love and I miss the East Coast because this is where I'm from, and
That's right.
always be in love with the basketball and the people that I've met coming up playing basketball, and to have you guys doing something like this and Rick putting this together,
Yeah.
it's just phenomenal, man. I think it should keep going.
Yeah. It's
You
gonna keep
youngsters,
going.
man, telling you guys out there, learn from the vets. I know you guys think y'all can know it all, do it all, but there's so much to this game that if you study the game, you become a better basketball player instead of just athletic ability. You're studying the game, and that's the big part of it, is just learning and studying the game. Man.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, like I said, for you, and he said it, was I watched everybody else, took a little bit of what they was doing, worked on my own game on my own time, and when I was playing to where then I became the player I am. And that was the same thing. Even always know that when you're playing this game, you can always get better or learn something or steal something from somebody
Every
else.
day.
I was loving stealing stuff from people. As I got older, playing the game and seeing, people with the crossover or seeing other stuff, I had to add it to my game.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, it comes from, all that came from the older generation.
Right.
Just like I said, we look up to the older generation. For me, like I said, in the area, Delonte was big. For you, you had somebody, Charlie, you had somebody, Rick, I'm sure you had somebody that you looked up to. And that's the big thing. Make sure these youngsters know where this game started, where it came from, how we played it, and play it the same, be able to play it the same way, and take the knowledge that some of these old guys have, because it will help.
Appreciate that, man. Now, one question before we leave. Who had the best high top fade? You or Dennis Scott?
I think I had the best high top fade, man. I cut my own joint. Oh, you probably saying that's why you're Steve. Yo, I was in JMU. Harrisonburg ain't had nobody cutting no hair out of that joint. I went to my barber here, man. I was like, yo, you got to show me how to fade. He was like, all right. Man, my shit ain't look like no fade. It's just a straight fucking bowl fell in the box. That's all right. All right, Kurt. How much you like that anymore?
That's wild, man.
Nah, my man, Steve Hoodie, man, for real. Good having you, Slim.
Yeah, it's great being
You know, whatever you tell you know, we always want to come on through and holler at
Come
us,
through,
man.
y'all. Have in Arizona, man.
Yeah.
We need to get away.
I got you.
We
Come
got
out
to
there.
get away.
Yeah, we gonna take a trip. Yeah.
All right, y'all,
bullshit,
I'm holding
man.
them to it. Y'all here. Y'all don't know how many people in the last 10 years. Oh, I'm coming, Slim.
Watch what I tell you. Hey, watch what I tell you.
All right, y'all heard him. Y'all heard him.
Well, we closing out, man. Shout out to everybody. We see y'all next week with a never high top fade. Now we all y'all. Peace out.